Hey guys, welcome back to Wentworth Life, the channel that talks all things Wentworth. Now, we are currently up to the final season ranking video. I mean, how quick did that time go? But fear not, I have a few other special ranking lists coming out after today's video, which I just know you're all going to end up loving. Anyway, Season 8 Part 2, or Season 9, whichever you want to call it. If this was an action-packed season with lots of drama, lots of fights, lots of deaths, and a bomb, this season went all out. So, without further ado, let's get this show on the road.
Okay then, so starting this off with my top 3 characters. Coming in at number 3 is Lou Kelly's. Yes, so Lou Kelly still makes my top 3 characters list for the final season. Do you know what? This season would not have been the same without Lou Kelly doing all her crazy stuff and going on the rampage. And let's not forget, guys, there is a good reason why she, pretty much lost her shit in the final season. It was because of the death of her lover, Reb Keen. So, yeah, Lou Kelly is still fantastic in my opinion. Even when she does her really bad stuff to the characters that we love, you love to hate her with some brilliant one-liners thrown in. Okay, coming in at number 2, and it is Ali Novak. Now, it should be no surprise, I have said in some of my previous ranking videos, I always felt that Ali's strongest 2 seasons was Season 4, her very first season, and Season 8 Part 2, the final season. She went on this incredible journey, of being stuck in a wheelchair and being paralysed, and we followed her on this journey. We saw her breakdowns, we saw her getting high to, have a little bit of escapism with that laughing gas. It's like you really felt for Ali. I just feel she really outshone Season 8 Part 2. And at number 1 it is Rita Connors. So Rita was back and she was on top form for Season 8 Part 2. She was back in prison. Even before she came back to prison, the episode when, her dad dies, oh my goodness, she had me crying when she was like, hugging her dad, climbing into bed with him. Oh god. Anything that Leah Purcell does is just fantastic, but whenever she full on cries, every time she cries, she makes me cry. I don't know what it is, but yeah, Rita Connors is definitely number 1 for Season 8 Part 2. Okay, so my top 3 episodes. At number 3, and it is episode 6, One Eye Open. I tell you what, guys, I really struggled to pick 3 because there's so many brilliant episodes in Season 8 Part 2, but yeah, episode 6 is the episode where it all kicks off with Eve Wilder attacking Jake Stewart, but then she tries to stick Joan in the freezer, and then Joan comes out of the freezer and forces Eve to rip out her eyeball, even though I think it was Joan that probably ripped out the eye, my own personal opinion. The eyeball ends up in Lou Kelly's jelly. It's just a brilliant, absolutely brilliant, bloody gruesome episode, and I bloody love it. At number 2, and it is episode 10, Legacy. This is the final ever episode of Wentworth, and it is absolutely brilliant. It's the episode of the bomb. The prison is thrown into chaos. There's dead bodies. There's women who are missing limbs. It's the episode where Lou and Rita fight. It's just absolutely incredible. I mean, I still think that the Season 7 Siege episodes are better than this episode. Maybe it's because the bomb went off in the final episode, and it only went off half at the halfway mark of the episode as well, whereas the Siege episodes were split over 2 episodes. I got a feeling that's why I prefer the Siege episodes over to the bomb episode, because everything feels a little bit rushed in my opinion. But yeah, it's still a fantastic episode, and it deserves to be on this list. At number 1, and it is episode 2, Requiem. And I think I've said that right, I'm not sure, but anyway, episode 2 is the fallout from Reb's death. Kate Box was phenomenal in this episode, with, coping without Reb and breaking down and seeing a different side to Lou. Lou trying to find out who killed Reb and then finding out that it was Sheila. It was Sheila's death episode, which is absolutely insane. It's also the episode where Lou declares herself as top dog. I mean, this episode was just off the scale. I can remember how excited everyone was after episode 2, thinking that, oh my god, only only 2 episodes in, it's just off the scale. Really, really is. So yeah, definitely deserves to be number 1. Okay, my top 3 Season 8 Part 2 moments. Okay, coming in at number 3, and it is Boomer beats up Judy. What is not to love about this? Oh god. Judy got her just desserts in, I think it was episode 5, and I know Judy goes for a little dip in the water, but my favourite moment really was when Boomer beats up Judy in the corridor and literally gives Judy some home truths, and yeah, it's just brilliant. Absolutely love it. At number 2, and it is Joan carries Vera out of Wentworth after the bomb. I just feel like this was like a scene out of a film. It was that good, and you know, like a blockbuster movie. It really was fantastic. It's a moment we never thought we'd ever see. We thought Joan would have ended up trying to kill Vera herself, but no, Joan saves Vera and carries her out to safety, and they have their final moments together, and it's just beautiful. Absolutely love it. And at number 1, it is I am declaring myself top dog. This moment shouldn't really come as a surprise to you. If you've seen my top 10 Season 8 Part 2 moments, this moment also makes my number 1 spot there. I just think it's incredible, this scene. Like the emotion that comes out of Lou when she's screaming at Boomer, the tension that just spills over. I just love it. And the music that they use, I flipping love the music as well, and it rolls over the credits at the end of the episode. I just love it. I couldn't even tell you how many times I've watched this scene on YouTube. It's like a crazy amount of times. I'll never get bored of watching it. Absolutely love it. Okay. Top 3 moments that either made me laugh or cry. Now, these are all from the same episode, believe it or not, guys. There's a load of moments that did make me laugh or cry, but most of them were from one episode. So, coming in at number 3, A Child Needs Its Mum. So, this is, just carrying on from when Joan saves Vera, and then Vera asks, you carried me out, why? And then Joan goes on to say, a child needs its mum, and it just makes me cry. It gets me a little bit emotional. The sad music does not help, but yeah, because it's a beautiful moment as well, yeah, always makes me cry. At number 2, oh god, B. This is the moment where we think Addie is about to die, and the ceiling's caved in on her. She looks up and she sees some bright light, and then she's got a smile on her face. She's happy. Why? Because the love of her life, B. Smith, has come down in spirit form to come and get Addie. And I honestly thought this was it for Addie, and I kind of would have been okay with this ending for Addie, because she was going with B. Addie did survive, but just this moment, and they start playing that music from season 4, which I think is kind of been named now as the B and Addie soundtrack. I'll have to leave a link in the description box, but you guys know the one I'm on about. That music comes on, and I'm like, oh, I cannot cope. And at number 1, this is a moment that actually made me laugh and it made me cry, and it's when Addie is brought out of the rubble and Boomer and the girls, they run over, and Boomer, she's full on crying, and she's like, Addie, and the way she cries, it's so genuine. And it's because I know for a fact, in the interviews, that Katrina, who plays Boomer, she was really upset filming the final scenes as well, so those cries were genuine. And then Boomer turns around and says, we thought you were squished, and it just kind of makes me laugh and it makes me cry. And it's the final moment of season 8 part 2, the final moment of Wentworth, and yep, all 3 of these moments were in the final episode. Okay, so my fight, the death, and the new character. So my favourite new character is Eve Wilder. I thought she was fantastic. Literally, she was flipping outstanding. She was a complete Fruit Loop. I loved it. I loved the scenes that she had with Joan Ferguson. What makes it more ironic is that, the actress who played Eve Wilder was in Prisoner, and the character that she played in Prisoner also had a lot of interaction with the original Joan Ferguson, and, she hasn't aged a bit. She looks fantastic. It was almost like, the character from Prisoner had just entered Wentworth. It was just brilliant. It was so messed up, and yeah, it was really entertaining to watch. my favourite fight is, of course, it's going to be Rita versus Lou, because Rita is a really good fighter, Lou is also a really good fighter, and they both, you know, beat the crap out of each other. I know Rita gets the upper hand towards the end of the fight, but yeah, it's brilliant. And I've said this before, but when Lou rolls over that table, she rolls over it like a boss. It's brilliant. I just love it. And death scene, well, Christ, where on earth do I start on this one? There was so much death in this final season, but do you know what I settled with, guys? I settled with Sheila, just for major shock value. I mean, I think we all kind of knew Sheila's time was coming after killing Reb, but I don't think any of us were expecting the brutality of how Sheila was gonna die, how gruesome, how graphic it was gonna be. I mean, there was like a lot of things that they didn't cut away from. They weren't shy about filming this scene, and you know, Sheila, she basically turns into a zombie, she starts convulsing, she's shaking. It's proper disturbing, and this is why Sheila tops the charts on the death front. Okay, so marry, fucking kill. Now, bearing in mind, guys, this is the last time I'm gonna marry, fucking kill someone in Wentworth. So I decided to treat myself. So I am gonna marry Will Jackson, because we are gonna get married and we're gonna like run off and live happily ever after. I am gonna fuck Jake Stewart. I mean, Jake started off in the show as a bit of a baddie, but I tell you what, guys, he came good in the end. He loved his daughter, he still loves Vera, and yeah, it's worth a squirt, isn't it, guys? God. And who am I gonna kill? I'm gonna kill Anne Reynolds. What a crazy bitch she really turned into. So, last season I murdered Judy, so it's only fair that this season I murder Anne Reynolds, yeah? Do you get me, guys? She deserves it. She tried to kill Vera. So yeah, Anne Reynolds, you're getting it.
And that was my final season's ranking video. So guys, what did you think of all of my ranking video series? I really hope that you've enjoyed them. I seem to be getting some really good feedback from you guys, so I am really hoping that it's gone down well. Like I was saying earlier, I have a few other rankings that I'm going to be doing starting from next Friday, so don't panic. Ranking videos will be sticking around for quite some time yet. Okay guys, well, thank you all for watching. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe out there, and I will see you all again very soon.